all the other organizations present here, as well as elected officials and former elected officials and presidents, and all of you Islam advocates. Thank you for being here today. As was mentioned, my name is I'm Imam Safi Kadavic. I represent Justice for All, a faith-based human rights organization accredited to the United Nations. For over 30 years, we work to prevent and end the persecution of religious minorities, in particular Muslim minorities, and genocide. Our origins trace back to Bosnian Task Force, which worked to halt genocide by Islamophobia in the 1990s. March 15th marks, as we have been reminded already several times, International Day to Combat Islamophobia, declared by the UN with an overwhelming vote of 115 nations, including the United States. No nation voted against this resolution. We applaud the United Nations Secretary General for just this past week nominating a special envoy on Islamophobia responsible for implementing the UN resolution. However, without immediate financial resources, he will not be able to do his job, and this resolution will continue to remain mere words on paper. Let us be clear, Islamophobia kills. It is the primary driver of persecution and genocide against Muslim minorities worldwide. Its effects are devastating bullying, harassment, discrimination, violence, and systematic marginalization. In the United States, Muslim children face disproportionate bullying, while abroad, Muslim minority communities endure violence and death. Islamophobia is not confined to one region. It is resurgent in both the West and the East. It thrives in a vicious cycle of war, terror, and racism. Brown University research shows that the so-called war on terror has resulted in at least 4.5 million deaths. This cycle perpetuates fear, prejudice, and hatred. At its core, Islamophobia is an irrational fear, prejudice, and hatred of Muslims. It manifests in threats, abuse, violence, and intimidation, dehumanizing Muslims and portraying Islam as incompatible with majority beliefs. The dehumanization enables violence and discrimination and the denial of civil and human rights. Islamophobia is intertwined with other forms of xenophobia, racism, sexism, and hate speech. Tragically, it is weaponized for political gain, feeding on fear and prejudice. In some countries, Muslims are systematically marginalized and denied basic human rights. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned against racial profiling, discriminatory policies, and outright violence against Muslims. He rightly stated that when one group is attacked, the rights and freedoms of all are at risk. Justice for All has released critical reports highlighting Islamophobia's role in genocide. Our 2023 report, Islamophobia Leads to Persecution and Genocide of Muslim Minorities, examines the plight of Uyghurs in China, Rohingya in Myanmar, Muslims in the Central African Republic, and Indian Muslims. Using the UN Genocide Convention and Genocide Watch's 10 stages of genocide, we demonstrate how Islamophobia drives genocide in these regions. Our second report, Palestine, Genocide, Apartheid, and Occupation, explores how Islamophobia and anti-Palestinian racism fuel the ongoing genocide. I will conclude by saying we must ensure that no law is weaponized to curtail Muslim identity, our freedoms, including freedom of speech, or to discriminate against us in any form. No nation can claim to be a true democracy, especially our own, while it systematically is alienating and marginalizing its Muslim citizens and residents. Thank you.